And what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to check out Kage the Don's most recent video, when Madara reverse jumped the entire Shinobi Alliance into the afterlife. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been looking forward to seeing this one right here, because as we know, Madara, he went crazy on every single one of them. If you want the definition of a reverse jumping, this is most definitely it. But to shed some love to Kage the Don, make sure to go check him out. He has some fire content over there. He always provides with the greatest commentary on these videos right here. So make sure to go check him out. Link to his video and channel will be in the description down below. So we're about to get into this right now and check out Madara destroying the Shinobi Alliance.
Okay, so boom! The scene kicks off with the Shinobi Alliance plotting out their next move.
Shinobi
so far, they've been
Alliance.
popping their shit, handling business on the battlefield, so all that's left to do is take care of the masked man. But just as they were getting ready to head towards him, a sensory ninja almost shorts his pants after sensing an ungodly fierce chakra coming from that rock. And that is when we see this Egyptian mummy appear at the end of the boulder. So the Tsuchikage immediately starts winking off his former Kage, telling them that Gara must have like the first Tsuchikage or something half of him earlier because his abilities allow him to split in two. But the sensory ninja that alerted them in the first place cuts him off and lets him know that he's not talking about that chump. The presence he senses is unlike no other, and it turns out to be the one, the only Madara.
Everybody knows his name.
Had the whole battlefield shook, his eyes widened, jaws
as expected.
Dropped. He needs to close that mouth before it gets stuffed. But
hey bro, if I was on that battlefield and I seen Madara, I'm putting in my resignation, bro. I am not about to sit there and challenge Madara to a 1v1.
Regardless of if he
or a
1v50 he,
or
along
1v500,
with his companions, will be eating an L today. Now they're all just analyzing this man, arguing over how this is possible. The reanimation jutsu only works on dead niggas, and last time they checked, the Madara they're familiar with was definitely still alive. So who the hell is this dude with the bust down 30-inch blowing in the wind? But to somewhat clear things up, the garden gnome adds his 19 BC ass insight and says that's definitely Madara because it looks just like the man he fought back in the day. Yeah, he not slick, but he just had to slip that little flex in there. Old niggas love dropping random stories from their past. You know, me and Shaq used to play on the same basketball team.
This is an important story right here.
I'm sure you did, Gramps. Just go ahead and finish that oil change for me. I don't have all day. Madara, obviously filled with questions after getting yanked from the afterlife to come fight, begins to ask the mummy some questions. But as soon as he asks him who the jutsu caster is, the mummy twitches like a roach just crawled up his spine, and in a split second, he regains consciousness. But now it's the greatest bootlicker of all time who's answering his question.
My name is Kabuto. I'm his collaborator.
Kabuto then gives him a little more information on his current situation, stating that this reanimation is special because he's now apparently even greater than he was in his—
Hit him with that Hashirama says, hit him with that V from the boys. Probably pumped a little bit of the LeBron James DNA up in, you know what I'm saying?
Glory days. So Madara whips his neck around to give him that Negro please face, then proceeds to ask him if he would even know what he was like in his glory days, considering the fact that there was no cameras back then, just stones and hieroglyphics, which is exactly why he brought him here, to put his talents on full display. And before Madara could respond, a gust of sand rushes towards Madara, so they both jump out the way. But to make an already pathetic attack even lamer, this man Gara says,
"Guess we can't take him that easily."
Nah.
You cannot be for real.
Well, that wasn't a good idea. Nigga, this is not a sitcom. This is life or death, and you over here being quirky.
Gara, what do you mean you can't take him easy? This is a Madara
while they all just stare at him, waiting for him to make the first move. But in the most gangster way possible, this man begins to walk him down like he's Michael Myers, because he knows that this is baby food. You can hear their hearts pounding louder and louder with every little step he takes.
Girl over there straight praying, bro. Oh my God.
Miss Ma in the back praying.
So I just mentioned
that. Because he can't save you now. The Lord did give you legs, though,
so I
advise you use them and run in the other direction. But of course, instead of taking my advice, she decided to stand there and watch this man start to full-on sprint towards them. And as the other shinobis begin to charge as well, I knew I was about to witness a generational
Ass whooping.
So once the gap closed,
Ooh, just look at that, bro. Nah, go back
a
and look at
generational
this.
beatdown. So once the
That's
gap
like a shit ton of Shinobi versus only one, and man. If you look at this from just like a standpoint of view, you would probably think like, oh yeah, a whole bunch of Shinobi, yeah, they'll probably win this battle. But nah. That man over there, to the left, he's built different. Literally built different.
closed, Madara was the one to kick off the massacre by sending dozens of Shinobi
Ooh,
flying through the air like
what, you
Hogwarts
think he
just
Hulk?
had a mass Expelliarmus malfunction. Like, really listen to the sound of this scene. You think it's the 4th of July the way it sounds like a fat box of fireworks is being set off. This man was moving so fast that I had to activate my Sharingan just to analyze the fight. Look at this foolish leaf ninja get kicked to the side. Got him folded up like a lawn chair. Then he finds his next target and kicks him out the frame, weaves this man's weak-ass swing with the staff, and uses that momentum to uppercut the bandana off his head. But none of these guys got done as dirty as my brother right here. This nigga just slid on his head through the sand backwards. And what made it worse was
Nah, that guy has to retire at this point, bro. You don't even I haven't seen someone get this done dirty as fucking Tsunade's brother, bro.
finishing pose. Held that junk like he was gonna get extra points. Even if you manage to survive this, your life is over. Imagine being found like this. You can never live this down. At every
at that point, you're no longer
this will
Shinobi.
be mentioned. Your only option is to air out this scene every time. Hey, you remember that time in the war when you... And don't get me started on this uncoordinated ass man right here. Hands just up for no reason trying to hide your face. Take that mask off, boy. Then boing, cranium got turned into a launch pad. Now you really need the mask, but he got a missing tooth and a face full of drool. Now Madara's flying through the air looking for the next group of sorry bums to sauce up. And sadly, he found his lucky few. He finally lands and just with his...
Bro, just imagine one person jumping up over every single body. You look up and out of everybody, he chooses your spot to land at. Hell nah.
Impact alone, he sends multiple dudes
He
flying,
chose exactly
but oddly
them.
enough, some of them are still standing. Yeah, you're caught, buddy. They definitely flew back on purpose, but shit, I would have done the same thing. I don't care to leave here with pride. I'm trying to leave here with my life. Like, look how he mixed up the rest of them. That was a wise business decision. Now he's making his rounds through more of the crowd, while ninjas in the back just watch and do nothing. You're telling me not one of these ninjas have a jutsu that could work perfectly while he's distracted?
What
a water
jutsu?
prison jutsu.
Nothing.
A shadow possession jutsu, something. Cause this plan is clearly not working. Keep old boy hit buddy with a back fist, then weave this attack and karate chop him to the ground.
What else that guy got an eye patch?
This half-hearted sword swipe, hits his scared ass with his second juicy back fist of the day.
Oh,
then
they're
kicks
thinking
the
he's Zoro or
taste buds out
something.
this ninja's mouth. Look at his neck. Out here looking like an owl with this full 180 rotation. Prayers to this man. Madara then weaves this nigga's kunai swing and somehow manages to toss him. Then quickly caves in the chest of this ninja and immediately starts scouring the sea.
Madara is different, bro. I actually never watched this fight slow down, but looking at this is extremely well animated, and Madara's sitting straight belt to ass now.
With those scarlet red eyes for more potential victims. Now I know that sequence was a lot to take in. From all the facial reconstructions to the half-hearted pointless attacks, all you can really do is sit here and watch this man drop his balls on their head. But I would like to take it back a little and bring something to your attention. In just this itty-bitty section alone, how many kunais did you count? So there's 1, 2,
I didn't count
3,
anything.
4, 5, 6, 7 kunais total. Now how many scratches do we see on Madara? Well, let's just take a look.
None.
1, 2, 3. None! So why the fuck are we still using kunais? Listen, don't get me wrong, there's no bigger fan of straight fist.
I mean, at one point they gotta work.
It gets to a point where I'm just asking myself, are these niggas even capable of ninjutsu? Or do we just got a bunch of sorry ass Z tier versions?
Facts. How come none of them even tried to attempt the jutsu? What the heck?
Broccoli on the pitch. Gara must have heard my frustration though, because he was about to shake things up with some long distance attacks.
Gara.
But Tamari decided to get in her coaching bag, talking about some.
Gara, you and the Tsuchikage have to recover first. Naruto, use that mode instead of your shadow clone.
Tamari, I love you. But who the fuck do you feel like? Pep Guardiola? Making commands like you the leader. Pipe down, bitch, pipe down. Naruto politely
Gaara
told
probably
her
coulda
that
did
he
something.
cannot go into KCM1 right now. But I'm gonna tell you what he really wanted to say. Go into that mode? I got multiple shadow clones running around this bitch putting in work. I'm tired. The Gatorade symbol's been on. Matter of fact, fuck a Gatorade. I need an IV. Just close them lips, move that fan of yours, and keep us cool. Also, why does the back of your head look like a Pokemon? Then cut back to Madara, and this man is moving.
That's the Pokemon's name, right?
If you want to talk about aura, Madara doesn't just have it. He
embodies
aura.
it.
Like, look how smooth he is. Slices up bro like some juicy watermelon. Mind you, this is probably his sword. Deflects this sword, then bumps him out the frame. Slices How do some of y'all become Shinobi? Brother, you could have chose to...
At this point, they probably cheated the exam, bro. Let me just adjust my camera more. There we go. I messed up, hit the table.
Be a florist. I promise you we wouldn't judge. This life is not meant for you. Madara
Literally
sliced
isn't.
homeboy to the ground, then diced up a food
No.
portion. This life is not meant for
back.
you. Madara sliced home.
The hell is boy looking over here for? Gang, Madara's over there. What you looking right there for?
Boy to the
Bro,
ground,
so I must
then
seen a
diced
bug or
up
something.
few more Shinobi. Then this ninja with a nasty beard lineup starts to use his brain and launches a kunai at Madara with a paper bomb attached to it while he's
Oh, I
fighting
think I
the
remember
others.
this
But
one.
Madara turns around and no look catches the kunai, rips the paper bomb off the back, sticks it onto another Shinobi's gut, launches the kunai back at the missing mustache man, kicks homeboy into a group of his peoples, then lets that bomb turn him into confetti. Now after a sequence like that, he aura farm just a little bit, but he's so cold that this is just an ordinary Tuesday for him. So instead, he continues to chop these niggas up during the blast. He was putting in so much pain that the sword got tired and exited the match. So he bonks this ninja out the frame, blocks
At least he was doing something, man. He held up for like at least like 2 seconds.
Cleaner should bend. Another Shinobi charges in with his kunai, so Madara dodges that attack. But while he was distracted, two hands come reaching out the ground to grab him. But this demon is just too quick. And not only is he quick, he's flexible too. Because while in the air, this nigga turns around and hits them with a 10 out of 10 split kick to put the cherry on top. He whips out a kunai in midair and stabs homeboy in the chest. What a way to go out.
What do you even do against this, bro? Hell nah,
I'm gonna give this man his props though. One of the very few niggas to get creative and do something a little left field. We gotta clap that up.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
I'm not even smooth as that, bro.
A unicorn though. Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though. Now Madara's just zipping through the air, racking up bodies with immense speed like he's a college freshman.
Whose
There
weapon
is
you get
literally
that
not
from?
one Shinobi on this battlefield that could hang. He's really just having fun out there. Like, look how he froze dude with his Sharingan. Niggas probably stuck in the nastiest genjutsu known to man. Madara continues to stun on these niggas until one of them seems to piss him off for seemingly no reason. So after dodging her attacks from her fart-covered sword, he grabs her by her neck and says, "You want to dance with me as well?" But by the way he slaughtered these other Shinobi, that
Nah, Madara, hold on. Nah, Madara, what the hell is that? Out of every Shinobi there, you got mad at the one woman Shinobi? Oh, hell nah, Madara is sexist.
have to be a hard pass. Dance? No. I don't even like music.
Nah, Madara. Someone cancel Madara now.
Thankfully
You need to
for
cancel
her,
them.
Madara didn't get to squeeze the life out of her because a giant blast of wind managed to
Okay,
launch
Tamari.
this man
Wait,
back
Tamari or
100
Naruto? Tamari.
yards. Okay, Tamari. That's how you do it. Listen, you could get turned inside out and folded like a white tee in the next 2.3 seconds. But just know, off
that what
of this
happened?
blow alone, you will be going down in Shinobi history. As decent of a blow as this was, I already knew it was gonna be nothing compared to what Madara had in store. So when he got up
see a
and made
Winjutsu?
that triangle hand sign, I knew.
Oh, is this
they
when he
were
used
all
the
deep
asteroid?
fried. That
Oh, no, the fire.
style
I'm
jutsu
stopped.
was so violent, it took a dozen men to simply match it. And
About
even
10
after
niggas
the
in they
flames were
jutsu?
calm, the steamy sky had an eerie stillness. But not for long, because Madara decided to send a whole whole bunch of fireballs raining down on them while simultaneously amputating
Gosh,
niggas in the process. This time, though,
man.
he's getting some resistance from Gaara, and after blocking that swinging kick, Gaara rushes a wave of sand at Madara.
This is
forcing him to
nasty,
flip,
bro.
juke, and jive around it. But to my surprise, that was exactly what they wanted him to do, because once he was in place, a fat shiny Rasengan is throbbing right over his
Naruto?
head. And to top the move off, the garden gnome raises the platform
The garden
Madara was
gnome?
standing on to smash him into Naruto's
God
Rasengan.
damn.
The blast was so strong, it even sent a whole bunch of their own men flying. And not at no regular speeds either. Look at how fast bro flew past the camera. That nigga's gotta be dead. R.I.P. Rest in pieces. Matter of fact, in loving memory of homeboy right here, go ahead and like and subscribe to pay your respects. Come
You already
on,
know
just
I
do
am,
it.
though.
We're trying to hit 250 before the end of the summer, and you know I'm gonna get y'all right with that Sasuke vs Itachi vid. So go ahead and
It's
drop
been a while
that
since I've
like,
seen Itachi and
please.
Sasuke,
Help
man.
me help you. With a blast that vicious, you would have thought that the Rasengan connected, right?
Yes.
Wrong. Because that menace
Susanoo.
Madara managed to activate his Susanoo right before impact, so he was able to block it, then punch it away. Now he's standing 200 meters tall, glaring at them with his Mangekyo Sharingan. And if that wasn't
What do you even do? Because this entire time he had that Susanoo up his sleeve, just not using it. There's so many moves he could have pulled out, but he would just fight them with his hands.
already scary
Hell
enough,
no.
this man boots up two giant Susanoo blades that got the frontline ninjas stepping back. Press up, big fella. Everyone's ready to die for their village until it's actually time to die for the village. Gaara can see the knees of some of his shinobis about to buckle, so he asks Naruto if he's ready for their planned attack. Unfortunately, Naruto
What's
is
that
not ready.
planned
He
attack?
just needs them to stall for a few more minutes. But these
Oh,
ninjas don't
Seijutsu.
have a few more minutes. Some of them don't even have a few more seconds. Time is of the essence. No Thames. We need you ready by yesterday. Look how many ninjas are getting wiped
Oh
out
my
with each blow.
God.
You gotta get it together muy rápido. Gaara tries to help them out by restraining the Susanoo with his sand. So Madara's Susanoo creates another pair of arms with two more swords and
What do you-
throws dozens of ninjas
There's
away.
genuinely
But
nothing
while
they
they're
can
still
do.
in the air, Naruto says,
Sorry about that. Okay, I'm all ready now.
and that is when we see him posted up with his giant Rasen Shuriken ready to do some
Well, I
damage.
forgot what's gonna
Okay,
happen next,
Naruto,
but we're
this
gonna
is
see
what
right
I'm
now.
talking about. Y'all should have been had this ready. Now, as nasty as that Rasen Shuriken looks, the Tsuchikage knows he's gonna need some backup. So he activates his Lighten Boulder Jutsu, which makes all the sand in the area lighter and faster. So Gaara
Nice.
thanks him and says,
With sand this light, there's no limit to what I could do.
okay, so let's start by sealing this nigga. Gaara then rushes a bunch of sand towards Madara Susanoo, but that was just a diversion. So imagine Madara's surprise when a bunch of sand grabs his arm from underneath and drags him
Damn.
out the Susanoo like
No,
a
he wasn't
bad kid
suspecting
acting
that.
up. Now that he's in the air and
see
exposed,
what you got, Gaara.
Gaara gives Naruto the okay, so he cocks that junk back and yeets it right at his head. But contrary to everyone's expectations, Madara absorbs the Rasen Shuriken with his freshly activated Renegon. By the looks on everyone's faces, you can tell that this just yanked the heart and determination out the whole Shinobi alliance.
Man, if that happened, if I was part of that battlefield and I just witnessed that, I'm low-key just putting down my weapons and surrendering. I'm laying down and I'm calling it quits. I just gotta surrender because ain't no way that the strongest man in our team threw that at the enemy and he just nullified it. Oh, man.
Look
Just put yourself
around.
in their
All
shoes.
these casualties, bodies on bodies on bodies. Just wave the white flag. But since
what I'm
they're so
saying.
determined, Madara decides to turn up the heat
Crazy,
9
bro.
trillion degrees with his next attack. After booting up his giant Susanoo, the light from the sky begins to disappear. So
this
they
is
all
uncalled
look
for.
up, and judging by their reactions, you can tell they're beyond cooked. Buddy with the locks dropped his sword and began to chuckle. Do you know how hopeless you gotta be to laugh in a situation like this? This man Madara has a moon-sized meteor
my
rushing
God.
towards them, ready to take everyone out, including himself. Things are clearly looking very bleak for the Shinobi Alliance, but leave it to Gramps to try and revitalize
Come on,
the team's
Onoki.
morale.
It is still far too early.
I don't know why he just uses particle style.
Never quit without
Oh, he
even
was tired.
trying. Always do.
Shut up. This useless Captain Irwin type speech. We're all gonna die. I'm out of here. But while everyone's booking it to find
Not
cover,
even Naruto's
Gramps took it
dipping.
upon himself to rush to the boulder and try and stop it by lightening the load. Look at the fingernails. Peep the screaming. He's putting his back into it and then some. So Gaara, inspired by his efforts, joins in and tries to stop it with his hand. And with the power of teamwork, the two of them miraculously bring the boulder to a halt. Now ninjas are rejoicing, dropping to the floor like the job is finished, but by the dramatic, goofy smiles on everyone's faces and the evil smirk on Madara's, I knew something was fishy. And sadly,
just what are you going to do about the second one, Onoki?
Oh man, that line right there, that significant that confirmed that Madara was one of the greatest villains in all of fiction right there. Because not only do you drop an asteroid on your enemies, you have the nerve to say after they stop it, what are you gonna do about the second one? God damn!
I was right. That second boulder came crashing down, causing a Lizzo-sized earthquake, wiping out 95% of the Alliance. Gaara's mom came in clutches.
Nah, bro, you know the One Piece fan letter, how it was like a marine like on the battlefield of that on the marine ford. I want to see this that battle. I want to see this, but one of the Shinobi's perspectives of this entire battlefield. That would be crazy.
Usual, shielding him and Tamari
Just
from
think
the blow.
about that, bro.
Naruto's clone got saved by the third
The view of it just of like a
top
Shinobi
blazer,
seeing
and the
Madara go through all
Tsuchikage
that.
is somehow still alive but barely breathing. The scraps of the Alliance all come together to have a survivors link up, but the reunion's quickly interrupted when Madara's body rematerializes and tries to summon the Nine Tails. And now, Naruto's clutching his stomach like me after blacking out at Burrito Boys. Kabuto then gives Madara the scouting report on Naruto, telling him that he's the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, and asks him if he'd like to capture him now. But this menace rejects his offer and decides to continue toying with these ninjas by booting up Hashirama's very own wood-style deep forest emergence jutsu. Alright,
Like, what's the point?
That's enough, we get it. Do you have no shame? You already won the battle. What more do you want from me? So Naruto, with the aid of Kurama's chakra, rushes at the giant branches with his Rasengans, and surprisingly he was able to shred them all to bits. But
what the
even
hell?
with Kurama's help, this clone is at its limits. So
that was from a clone? Oh, and hell no! What the shit? This nigga Naruto got too much chakra. They both did all that from a shadow clone. I just muted the video. Back.
Tells him that he'll take over from here, and now he's giving Madara a speech on change in history. But if I'm being honest, I'm not really feeling it. Brother, you're not Obama. Do you know how stubborn this man is? You're not gonna change him. So just as I expected, Madara cuts the yap sesh and charges in for some more action. But the lobby wasn't full just yet, because in the nick of time,
the rest of the Kage, right?
The right Kage pulled up to get a piece of the action, ready to kick off the 5 Kage showdown. Overall, a gut-wrenching beatdown. Madara had me looking like these for 90% of the fight. Gramps gets a whopping A. That man may be 4'7", but that heart is 7'6". Buddy clutched up numerous times for the squad, but the skill gap was just too much.
I didn't know the Shinobi Alliance getting like a straight spot.
They played very good supporting roles this fight, and were one of the few ninjas to actually get crafty. Tamari gets a B-. That first hit on Madara was legendary, but Shorty dropped a Kyle Kuzma type stat line in the second half, and in a game 7 like this, that is unacceptable. The rest of the Shinobi Alliance gets a D-.
D-, okay.
Do I even need to say anything?
Father, just give them the F.
The man of the hour gets an S for simply showing us the true power of a god.
That is diabolical, man.
I don't really want to know.
Bro, that entire battle right there is straight incredibly diabolical. And man, Madara, he's just built different, bro. He is just built completely different. I don't think I built another villain. Now, they won't probably be a villain on the same scale as Madara. I mean, like, comes to like Boruto terms, I don't think another villain from Boruto would be like kind of like OP for like, cause from Madara. But right now, that was it. See you guys in the next one. Make sure to check out Kage the Dawn, and I'll peace out. See you next time. Bye.